Bob Rice is here from Tangent Capital Partners, and instead of doing a buzzword, we wanted to focus on this because it really does show cybersecurity issues. I mean, you did have the AP come out pretty quickly afterwards, I mean, within seconds, basically, and say bogus tweet. So cleared it up. But it just shows, well, the chinks in the system.
Well, and those chinks are going to get a lot more meaningful over time because of some new rules that are in place from the SEC. They're going to allow corporations to start using social media to put out corporate information. I mean, even today, everybody's saying, oh, well, it's no big deal because it recovered right away, which it did. But hey, I bet you an awful lot of people got stopped out along the way down. And, you know, I'm sure that there were some very meaningful financial consequences to this, and we'll see whether anybody, of course, that was back there actually profiting.
Yeah, actually, Matt Miller was saying something in like those 60 to 90 seconds, the volume that was done just in that very short time, mostly by algorithm and sort of program trading and programs kicking in. But the volume, there was a huge spike up as much as there was a spike down for the market levels.
Sure. I mean, high frequency trading, you know, all these algorithms live for this kind of stuff. There's an event, they see it, they pile in, and obviously they're kind of what people in the security world call force multipliers. When you get some sort of disruption in the market like this, they will pile in and make it much more volatile, much more extreme, both down and up.
So what does this mean for individual investors? And that's a great point about the SEC saying, you know what, companies can post earnings directly on Twitter or all social media.
Because you really have to think about the implications here. It's really kind of interesting, right? This was the President of the United States. It was AP. It was easy for everybody to tell almost right away, still not right away, but almost right away, that it was false information they backed up. Well, that's a completely different story when you're talking about an individual corporation, especially maybe one that's not super widely followed. Maybe they don't have high degrees of security around their computer systems, not terribly difficult to hack the Twitter account or the Facebook account, put in some false information. There's no ready mechanism as there was today to correct that information. Then you pile on the HFT, the high frequency trading, you know, maybe even a coordinated high frequency trading attack in a relatively thinly traded stock. And what happened? So I really do think, although there were a lot of things that moderated the impact of this, when you take it down to the individual corporate level that you could see in the future, it's got some real implications.
What does this mean for the field of cybersecurity? Because I imagine, to your point, this scared a lot of people as to what could happen. And I'm sure there's a lot of corporations with very deep pockets saying, like, okay, we got to get an even deeper bench on our cybersecurity team. But it just becomes this, you know, who's smarter, which side is smarter, and it just goes little centimeter by centimeter.
Yeah, and you really have a big problem, too, because a lot of, you know, imagine hedge funds and other kinds of institutions that do a lot of trading and run a lot of high-frequency trading algorithms and big, powerful servers and stuff. They don't really have a huge incentive to spend an awful lot of money on security issues. And this is a really big problem with the trading industry, the hedge fund industry in general. And so when you think about the implications of someone, cyber terrorists, targeting this kind of vulnerability, maybe having a coordinated false news attack, piling in with the HFT behind it, I mean, it could be a good movie plot.
Okay, at the very least, Hollywood will have some new material. Bob Rice, thank you very much.